Welcome inside Studio 3. We are moments away from finding out who will join Harold Baines and Lee Smith and be part of a 2019 class of the National Baseball Hall of Fame. It's Greg Amsing with my guys, Tom Verducci, Harold Reynolds, Hall of Famer John Smoltz, last year's Frick Award winner Bob Costas. Again, moments away from the live announcement. What are you expecting to hear? How many names?
I think 4. I think Mike Mussina is right in the bubble. But the biggest thing, it's always a big day. But when you get first ballot Hall of Famers, it's even bigger. Inner circle. Mariano and Doc Halladay should be first ballot Hall of Famers.
Edgar Martinez, my former teammate in Seattle. He's waited a long time. We've watched him climb. I think today is the day for him.
Yeah, I hope it's 4. I really do, because I think we're safe to say it's going to be 3. It's the 4th one in Mike Mussina that I'd like to see get the phone call.
You think he'll get it?
I think so, but I wouldn't be shocked if he fell just beneath. But I'm with John and Tom. I think it's going to be 4.
Let's remind you who is on the ballot. We're going to begin with notable first-year candidates on this ballot, and we must begin with the great Mariano Rivera. What more to say? A 5-time World Series champion, as dominant a reliever as we've ever seen. No man in the history of the game has finished or saved more games than Mariano Rivera. The late Roy Halladay, a 2-time Cy Young Award winner, who was the best pitcher in the game across a solid decade for 2 different teams. Todd Helton, all-time leader for Colorado in a slew of categories, 316 average, 369 homers for the Rockies. If you like great stats, you love Lance Berkman, OPS of 943, postseason OPS of 949. Andy Pettit, few pitchers have left their mark on the postseason the way this guy did. 5 World Series titles and a record 19 postseason wins. Roy Oswalt, high-flying peak that saw him finish top 5 in Cy Young voting 5 times in a 6-year span. Career ERA under 3.4. Miguel Tejada, a 2002 AL MVP, a shortstop who put up incredible numbers at the dish, but it comes with a taint of a post-PED era suspension. As for guys that have been on the ballot before, let's remind you of them. It's the 10th and final year on the ballot for Edgar Martinez. The 7-time All-Star won 2 batting titles and finished with a career on-base percentage of .418. 4% of the vote last year. It's the 6th year on the ballot for Mike Mussina, who posted on 63.5% of the ballots cast in 2018. Moose pitched in the heart of the steroid era, but didn't stop him from winning. His winning percentage ranks 10th since 1900 at 64%. It's the 7th year on the ballot for the game's only 7-time Cy Young Award winner, Roger Clemens. Because of steroid accusations and the Mitchell report, he was named on only 57.3% of the ballots last year. PED ties are also the reason Barry Bonds has yet to receive a call to Cooperstown, the game's all-time home run leader with 762 and walks, with over named on over 56% of the ballots last year. Curt Schilling is one of the game's greatest postseason pitchers. Still, he's on the outside looking in when it comes to the Hall of Fame. Strikeout to walk ratio of all time, and is a member of the 3,000 strikeout club. And it's the 10th and final year on the writer's ballot for the crime dog, Fred McGriff. Last year, he was listed on just 23% of the ballots, despite never being tied to PEDs and hitting 493 career home runs in the steroid era. As we sit here right now, here are the public ballots that we know of. 56.3% of the ballots known of at 6 p.m. Eastern, and we've got 4 guys over the 75% threshold. Mussina at 81.5%, Clemens and Bonds over 70%. We have 4, 5. How many Hall of Fame voters are in Studio 42 right now? So many of them. Ken Rosenthal leading the brigade. Take it away, buddy.
Greg, one of my favorite moments of the year is right now. This incredible electricity and anticipation. Final thoughts? Let's start with Peter Gammons.
I think Mussina gets in now. I didn't think so because I thought that the unreported ballots would take him down. I think he makes it now, so it's really interesting, and I think the most is grasped how great Roy Halladay was, even though his career was short.
Let's remember that Mariano Rivera wasn't signed until age 20. He was playing baseball using a milk carton as a glove. He was a non-prospect in the minor league system who had elbow surgery. He's a statistical anomaly to make the major leagues. If he makes the Hall of Fame today and 1 or 2 people don't vote for him, let's not get caught up in nudniks who didn't vote for him. Let's celebrate the greatest relief pitcher of all time. Today is for celebrating, not pitchforks.
I'm thinking a lot about Roy Halladay right now, guys. All the sadness mixed with all the joy. just so tragic. And it's something that we really haven't seen if you don't count Roberto Clemente, who was elected in a special election after his death. There has not been a player elected on the first ballot who wasn't alive to enjoy it since Christy Mathewson 83 years ago in the very first Hall of Fame election. Just incredible and sad.
It is a celebration and yet a sad moment as well. And yet all I keep coming back to in my head is Bonds and Clemens. Where do they end up? Low 60s, mid 60s? We're going to find out shortly, and it's going to be a sign of where they are as we go forward here with a couple of more years with them on the ballot. Greg, there we are. Back to you.
All right, Ken, thank you very much. So many thoughts I'm having at the moment, Harold. I'm wondering who's going to get Hall of Fame helium thanks to the Veterans Committee putting in Harold Baines and Lee Smith. Does Lee Smith help Billy Wagner get a boost? Does Harold Baines help Todd Helton or Lance Berkman, offensive superstars in their own right? How do you see that play?
Well, I think the big thing is the ballot will free up with guys going on the ballot. With Jeter's probably the only guy. Bob was talking about that before. But I think when you look at Harold Baines, it helped Edgar Martinez this year, no doubt. I don't know what other DH is coming along, because Harold's numbers were basically from a designated hitter.
Yeah, but Larry Walker was a great all-around player.
Yeah.
Here's that's got to help him.
Here's who Harold Baines really helps, but there's a huge backlog. There's so many people that will come before the Veterans Committee, in all likelihood Fred McGriff, who compare very favorably to Harold Baines. It's such a huge backlog. Steve Garvey, Dale Murphy, Don Mattingly. List is very long. So they have to benefit, at least by comparison.
With all due respect to the Veterans Committee, I don't think the writers take their cues from that committee, but Larry Walker...
No, I meant when they come before the Veterans Committee.
Yeah, then that's a separate issue, but the writers, I don't think, are influenced by the Veteran Committee results. But Larry Walker and Curt Schilling be very interesting. They have been tracking well in the early ballots. It'd be interesting to see where they fall.
Todd Helton's interesting to me. There are only 30 teams. He's the best player of one of the 30 teams of all time. Right? I know it's not a rich history.
Well, Todd
Helton
and Larry Walker, the Colorado effect is a big thing for them.
Right. Hey, you know what's a big thing for us? Jeff Idelson and Brian Kenny in Studio 21. The moment we've been waiting for is coming your way after the break. BK, do not sway whatever's about to come out of that envelope, please.
He was a force for the Big Red Machine.
Roll right on the button.
Now Hall of Famer Johnny Bench excels at a whole new ballgame.
I'm Mr. Mom, I'm Dad. I don't want to be much more.
MLB Network presents Bench, January 30th, 8 Eastern.
Like leather, skin is stronger when it's hydrated, but 9 out of 10 men don't get the hydration their skin needs. That's why Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash has a unique hydrating formula to keep men's skin healthier and stronger.
Right now, Domino's has a large $5.99 carry-out special. With a deal this amazing, we're going to need a ton of boxes. This week, carry out large 2-topping pizzas for just $5.99 each, only at Domino's.
Building a better bank starts with looking at something old and saying, really? So Capital One is building something completely new. Capital One Cafes. Inviting places with people here to help you, not sell you. And savings and checking accounts with no fees or minimums, because that's how it should be. You can open one from right here or anywhere in 5 minutes. Seriously, 5 minutes. This is Banking Reimagined. What's in your wallet?
Hey, let me help you. Over there. Thanks, Tony.
Yo, Tony, what up, man? Ain't in a minute, man.
You better dig in some pretty penny, huh? It took you so long, but I made your favorite. Plátano. You can do it. The greatest mom in the world.
He never stopped.
Heartburn and gas? Fight both fast. Tums Chewy Bites with Gas Relief. All-in-one relief of heartburn and gas. Tums Chewy Bites with Gas Relief.
Taco Bell invites you to a world where you'll find burritos filled with nachos or indulgent chicken enchiladas for just $1. The new $1 Grande Burritos from Taco Bell's new Cravings Value Menu. Value beyond belief.
Hot Stove, weekdays at 9 Eastern. Turn on the offseason on MLB Tonight. Stay on top of all the trades, free agency, and stories that shape next season. All offseason, weeknights 8 Eastern, only on MLB Network.
It's time for MLB Pitch, Hit, and Run, the official youth skills competition of Major League Baseball. Get your community involved by hosting a local competition for the chance to compete in the finals during the 2019 MLB All-Star Week in Cleveland. Sign up for free at pitchhitrun.com.
It's the acclaimed series that brings our national pastime's greatest to life. Baseball, directed by award-winning documentarian Ken Burns. Look back at a true golden age when New York, with its legendary 3 teams, rises to become the capital of baseball. Thursday at 9 Eastern on MLB Network.
A baseball in flight, launched by a pitcher's hand, is an imposter. It promises the hitter it will be in one place, but ends up in another. Of all the pitches thrown by all the pitchers over all the years, few are more famous for its beautiful deceit than the cutter of Mariano Rivera.
World champions, team of the decade.
It broke bats. It broke records. It broke wills. A baseball career can be like that ball in flight, starting out in one direction and ending up someplace else. Maybe even ending up, as for a precious few today, in the Baseball Hall of Fame. At age 23, Roy Halladay had a 10.64 ERA, the worst ever by a starter. The Blue Jays demoted him to Class A. He lowered his arm angle and learned how to sink and cut his pitches. Over the next decade, he won 2 Cy Young Awards and was the best pitcher in baseball.
And it's a no-hitter! Unbelievable! Second no-hitter in postseason history!
Edgar Martinez also started slowly. The third baseman didn't play a full season in the majors until he was 27. Injuries piled up. Then Seattle made him a full-time DH at age 32. He recorded almost 70% of his career hits after that, including the biggest one of his life. The turn Mike Messina took was gradual. For years, he was defined by being almost great. 4 times, he took no-hitters into the 8th inning and never got one. He received Cy Young votes 9 times, but never won the award. He never won 20 games until his 18th season, and then he joined Sandy Koufax as the only player to retire after winning 20. Only then did his greatness get its due. Messina's most important game might well be the same as Rivera's. Game 7, 2003 ALCS. Each pitched 3 shutout innings. Truth is, picking a favorite Rivera moment is like picking a favorite star out of the sky. There are so many. He pitched in a record 96 postseason games. Yet fewer men scored an earned run off Rivera than have walked on the moon. The son of a Panamanian fisherman, Rivera signed for $2,000 at a tryout with a hole in his shoe. He failed as a starter. He did not record a save until he was 26. The next year, while playing catch, his fastball suddenly began to cut. He called it a gift from God. 43 degrees north, 75 degrees west. These are the coordinates of baseball immortality. Only 1.2% of Major League players find their way to Cooperstown. Today, we learn who will join them.
MLB Network. In winter, we look ahead to the summertime in Cooperstown. Brian Kenny here with Jeff Idelson, the president of the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum. Jeff, we've seen the last few years 7 players inducted by the writers just in the last 2 times we've been out here. I think we're looking forward to.
Well, we'll see what happens, Brian, but those big inductions of the last 4 or 5 years, those big classes have meant big inductions. The last 5 years, 4 times we've been over 40,000 in Cooperstown, a town of 1,800.
All right. time. Jeff Idelson, you have the floor. Let's have the official introductions.
Okay, BK. On behalf of Hall of Fame Chairman Jane Forbes Clark, our board of directors, the entire staff in Cooperstown, and Jack O'Connell of the Baseball Writers Association of America, it's time to learn the results of the 2019 Hall of Fame election as voted upon by the BBWAA and see who will be on the induction stage in first, joining Windy City legends Harold Baines and Lee Smith, who were elected later last month. The process and results verified by Mike DeLisi and Ernst & Young, our partner for the last 24 years. Now it's time to see who is going to Cooperstown. Well, Brian, 425 ballots were cast with 319 votes needed to reach the 75% threshold for election. And thanks to the baseball writers, the Hall of Fame just diversified and bolstered its roster in a very big way. And over time, the Hall of Fame class of 2019 will be remembered as one defined by pure hitting and dominating pitching. El primer caballero que voy a mencionar es la quinta estrella de Puerto Rico que se une Orlando Peruchín Zapata, Roberto Alomar, Iván Pudge Rodríguez y el gran Roberto Clemente en Cooperstown, Edgar Martinez. Bienvenido al Salón de la Fama del Béisbol. Over 18 seasons with the Seattle Mariners, Edgar batted .312 with 309 home runs and 514 doubles, retiring as the team's all-time leader in runs, doubles, walks, RBI, extra base hits, and total bases. 7-time All-Star, won 5 Silver Slugger Awards, finished among the American League's top 5 in on-base percentage 10 times, 3 times leading the league. He drove in 100 or more runs 6 times, scored 100 or more runs 5 times, and won a pair of batting titles. Te veo in Cooperstown, Edgar. Our next Hall of Famer used electric stuff to win, and win again. It's with a heavy heart, but also with great joy, to welcome pitching great Roy Halladay into the Hall of Fame. Doc pitched for 16 seasons in Toronto and Philadelphia, winning 66% of his decisions, 20th best in history, posting 3 seasons with 20 wins and 2 more with 19. He was a power pitching workhorse who had 5 200 strikeout seasons on his impressive resume, and he logged 200 or more innings 8 times. Doc led his league in complete games 7 times, and his career total of 67 are the most in baseball since his debut 21 years ago in 1998. He was an 8-time All-Star, 2-time Cy Young Award winner, and the author of 2 no-hitters, both in 2010 for the Phillies, a perfect game in May that year, and then another no-hitter 5 months later in the National League Division Series. Brandy, Ryan, and Braden, I know you're proud. Congratulations. Your husband and father will now forever be remembered in Cooperstown. Our third new Hall of Famer's knuckle curve had attitude, and he effectively used latitude to baffle hitters for 18 seasons. Mike Mussina, welcome to the Baseball Hall of Fame. Moose split his career between the Yankees and Orioles and was remarkably consistent. He won 15 or more games and also logged 200 or more innings 11 times, earned Cy Young Award votes 9 times, and was among the top 5 American League pitchers in earned run average on 7 occasions. He was 117 games over 500, and the 5-time All-Star earned nearly 2/3 of his 270 wins in 3 hitters' ballparks: Yankee Stadium, Camden Yards, and Fenway Park. Moose defines the geographical journey of so many kids' dreams, growing up in the birthplace and home of Little League Baseball in Williamsport, and now, a half-century later, he'll be honored in Cooperstown. Congratulations, Mike. We'll see you in July. Nuestro cuarto el último nuevo miembro, un momento que estoy escuchando Enter Sandman. Se une Radcaru como el segundo panameño en lograr el más alto honor del béisbol, Mariano Rivera. Bienvenido al Salón de la Fama del Béisbol en Cooperstown. Mariano spent his entire 19-year career in Yankee pinstripes, and when he was on the hill with his signature cutter in tow, it was lights out, game over. He ranks first all-time in saves and games finished, and his career whip of an even 1 ranks third all-time and the best since 1910 among pitchers with at least 1,000 innings. In 17 full seasons, Mo's ERA was sub-2 11 times, and his lifetime 2.21 ERA is the lowest in baseball over the last 90 years. He was a 13-time All-Star All-Star. In 141 postseason innings, he went 8-1 with 42 saves and a ridiculous 0.70 ERA, winning 5 championships along the way. And he may be the last player ever to enter Cooperstown wearing number 42, like the great Jackie Robinson. Mariano, bienvenido al Salón de la Fama del Baseball. We will see you and most of New York on July 21st in Cooperstown.
Wow, Jeff, outstanding. I feel like applauding. We have 4 go in. We weren't sure you can follow the early tracking, but that, again, another blockbuster class of 4 going in with Mike Messina, where a lot of us weren't sure if he was going to go over the top.
Yeah, you know, it was a nip and tuck there till the end, but the baseball writers have done an incredible job of analyzing these guys' careers, and those that make it to Cooperstown certainly belong, and we're delighted with his induction class.
Mariano Rivera, do we have a vote total?
We have a vote total 100%.
The first ever to be voted in and inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame with every single vote.
100%. He's coming to Cooperstown.
Wow, that's exciting. Edgar Martinez, also now the 6th to go in the final vote. I know that makes a lot of people happy, either advanced metrics or Mariners fans. It's nice to see a guy get in on the final shot.
It absolutely is. And when you think about how Seattle turned out for Ken Griffey Jr. just 3 years ago, we know Edgar is equally beloved out there in the Pacific Northwest, and we look forward to welcoming the Mariner fans to our little village of Cooperstown.
All right, Jeff, tremendous. Good seeing you again. Thank you so much. A lot to celebrate there, Greg. 4 go in, including Mariano at 100% to you.
Oh, like Joel Sherman mentioned, the pitchforks. No need for a pitchfork when it comes to this. To have unanimous attached to Mariano Rivera, Tom Verducci, it's huge news.
Well, I said, I don't think I've covered anybody among his peers who deserved and got more respect and admiration than Mariano, and it shows up from the writers. Happy for that.
Mike Messina over 75% also in. Kurt Schilling got a boost, 9% up to 60.9%. Clemens and Bonds, Bob, they stay steady.
Yeah, not too much of a bump. 2 or 3 percentage points, not too much of a bump.
Not at all. Larry Walker really soars, up over 20% from last year at 54.6%. Omar Vizquel also goes up 5% from last year. Fred McGriff, his final year on the writers' ballot, 39.8%. John, he will not get into the Hall of Fame by the writers.
No, and hopeful down the road that he will. And you know what I know about the Hall of Fame? At no point in my brief time there did anybody or anyone ask what year you got in.
Interesting.
And we focus a lot on that, right? But nobody says, oh, wait, you got in the 5th year? Move over to the side. Like, that doesn't exist. You're in, no matter how and no matter how long.
It might be a little different this year, though, when Mariano walks in. You got 100?
Right. But, guys, how about this? Lance Berkman off the ballot.
One and done. Anybody less than 5% you see right there is off the ballot. OPS over 900, great postseason resume, off the ballot.
As you see, Garland, Hafner, Lily, Lowe, Oliver, Pierre, Wells, Euclid did not receive a vote. But Harold, I think this is to have history. The first unanimous Hall of Famer. I'm so happy the writers did this.
And it came with the class. I mean, one of the classiest people you ever meet. But I think we're also seeing that he met every standard you can imagine, that we're looking at today. We're with social media, with writers that watched him play, with everything that came with it, and the pressure of winning it, with the position that he's in. We've had a big argument about a closer, right? That debate is dead.
Well, think about this. We love sports arguments, but in all sports, at any position, I'm not sure someone is ahead of everybody else at their job the way that Mariano is, and it showed in the results today.
Amazing.
This should have happened before. Everyone knows it, and it's just finally got away from the stubbornness of certain people saying, I'm going to keep it going the way it goes. Couldn't happen to a nicer guy, but it should have happened before, and other players should have got it. I'm glad we're finally not talking about it.
Yeah, it was hard to justify a handful of votes against George Brett or Nolan Ryan or Tom Seaver or Ken Griffey, but this time not a single curmudgeon out of 425.
That's the headline.
Yeah.
I mean, Cal had to play 2,000-some straight games. He didn't get it.
Right. Hey, Ken Rosenthal with our voters are in Studio 42. Ken, 43 writers didn't vote for Mickey Mantle in 74. 11.
That is the biggest outrage of all.
11 writers didn't vote for Babe Ruth. 20 didn't vote for Ted Williams. 23 didn't vote for Stan Musial. 100% for Mariano Rivera. What do you think of that?
Greg, I always thought this was a silly obsession that people had, the unanimous thing. And yet, when I heard the news just now, like everyone else, I thought, wow, this is the perfect first unanimous selection. This is a guy who exemplified all that is good about the game. I am thrilled by this news. I am thrilled by Messina being in, and Halliday, and Edgar as well. It's a great day for baseball, and certainly a great day for fans of those players and the clubs that they played for. Peter?
Yeah, I thought it's one of my favorite games of all time. One of the 10 best games I ever saw was Game 7 of the 2003 playoffs. And now we have the guy that saved the game by coming in the fourth inning and pitching 3 perfect innings, Mike Messina, to lead it to Mariano Rivera to win it. It's amazing. And Roger Clemens is still out there. He started that game for the Yankees, and Pedro Martinez is already. If you think about that game, and you think you could see in 3 years 4 pitchers that were in that game be in Cooperstown, it's an amazing thing.
Something stupid needed to end, and the greatest closer ever fittingly ended it, which was the lack of unanimous player. But think about how far this has all come, guys. We all voted for a very long time. A closer went in unanimously. It was a closer. A DH went in. A Sabre champion kind of guy like Mike Messina went in. Things have changed a lot over the last 5 to 10 years, and I think they'll continue to change over the next 5 to 10 years.
Yeah, they really have. You know, the other thing that struck me is the old counting numbers are no longer what they used to be. Edgar Martinez with about 300 career homers, right, and barely over 2,000 hits. Roy Halladay barely cleared that 200 win threshold. We don't look at those numbers anymore. We're much more invested in quality. Very significant.
Also of significance, Clemens and Bonds did not crack 60%. Very notable as they struggled to get to the 75%. Now over to Lauren Shahadi.
Ken, thank you. We want baseball fans at home to be heard. Tell us what you think. If you have a question for the newly elected Hall of Famers, you can tweet them to us. Also, you can reach us on Facebook and on Instagram using the hashtag HOF19. Coming up on the other side of a quick timeout, Mariano Rivera joins the show. You will not want to miss it. Congrats, Mo. We'll talk to the GOAT next.
The votes are in. They'll be honored in Cooperstown. But first, Mo, Moose, and Edgar are coming here together on MLB Tonight. Wednesday, live at 5:30 Eastern, only on MLB Network.
You never know when the journey begins. The moment that child's play becomes lifelong passion. When a player becomes destined. The pitch. The hit. The treasured memories. And you've been there. From the rookie year through the dominant seasons. Inning to inning. Each season, year after year, you've been there. And you'll be here, where the journey becomes legend. Every player has a journey. Every fan has a story. They're celebrated in Cooperstown, where they live on forever.
Red Lobster's new weekday win menu is here. 5 days, 5 deals for $15. Get a different deal every weekday till 6 p.m. Like Endless Shrimp Monday, Admiral's Feast Tuesday, 4-Course Feast Wednesday, and more. 5 days, 5 deals, $15. See you before 6.
I switched to Liberty Mutual because they let me customize my insurance. And as a fitness junkie, I customize everything, like my bike and my calves.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Why are we doing this?
Why are we doing what? Using my Old Spice Moisturize with Shea Butter Body Wash?
All I wanted was to use your body wash.
And all I wanted was to have a body wash.
Team, bring it in. Bring it in. When I think of defense, I think of Rocket Mortgage. They created Rate Shield. It protects your rate while you find a new home. Big J gets it. So if rates go up, you are defended. But if rates go down, they'll give you the lower rate, and that can save you some serious cash. Let's bring it in.
Push button, get mortgage. Rocket Mortgage, proud supporter of college athletics.
Introducing Wendy's $5 Giant Junior Bacon Cheeseburger Meal. For $5, this Giant comes with double the beef and bacon, nuggets, fries, and a drink. There's nothing junior about it except the price. For a limited time.
10 years ago, while this was happening,
Welcome to Studio 42.
this kid was living the high school dream. This guy got locked in on his big league dream. And his dream became reality.
The Los Angeles Angels celeb Michael Trout.
10 years later, they're among the best players in the bigs. Here's to the dreamers as we celebrate 10 years covering our national pastime. MLB Network. They've wowed the scouts and have all the tools. But will they break out in 2019? We'll put the spotlight on the young stars primed to show up and shine in the majors. MLB.com's Top 100 Prospects, Saturday at 8 Eastern on MLB Network.
Number 42, Mariano Rivera.
Enter Sandman, leave it on. Just leave it on. Keep it playing. Hall of Famer Mariano Rivera. Congratulations. The Hall of Famer joins us live on MLB Network. Not Babe Ruth, not Mickey Mantle, not Ty Cobb. 75 BBWAA elections. It took 75, Mariano, for the first unanimous Hall of Famer, and it's you. What do you think of that?
Amazing, amazing. All I have to say is thank God for that. You know, I mean, it was a beautiful, long career with, to me, the best organization there is in baseball, the New York Yankees, and end up with this like that. It's amazing. You know, I mean, one thing was that I wearing number 42, being representing Mr. Jackie Robinson, and him, I assume there was the first number 42 elected, and me being the last player to wear number 42 and being elected to the Hall of Fame unanimous, it's amazing. You know, all I have to say is thank God for that.
It's a bookend, Mo. Well-deserved. It's Harold here. Hey, I got one question for you. They all knew what was coming. Did you ever think about throwing another pitch other than the cutter?
I tell you what, though. Listen, a lot of people have changeup, and I threw one changeup through my whole career, I believe, when I was closing. And but I threw many in spring training. You know, so I mean, I always say that if it's not broken, you know, why you wanted to change something? You know, I mean, I feel comfortable with the pitch. I know exactly where I wanted to throw it, and I know exactly what the pitch was doing. So I mean, I stick with it.
I mean, that's amazing. One pitch, and you're sitting in Cooperstown. John Smoltz threw a bunch of pitches. He's got a question for you.
Mariano, I have a million questions, but I'm only allowed one. Yeah. And I just, go ahead. I've admired not only who you are away from the field, but who you are on the field. And I just want to know, because who influenced you to actually do your job and do it in a matter-of-fact way with no flair, no dramatics, just shake the catcher's hand and do that, almost 700 times? Who had an impact to where you just did your job and acted in a way where you had total respect for everything that was going on?
John, I would say that that has to be back home, playing on the sand lot and playing on the beach. We're just cousins and friends, We respect each other. We just wanted to be the best. And after that, we hang out, we fight. Many fights broke on the field, but after that, we never went away upset or mad with somebody else. And I think that I used that to respect of the others. I always was a person that I respect, whoever it was. I remember one time back home, I think that this was the thing though. Back home, I got beat up by my father because I didn't tell someone hello. And I promise that I will, everybody that I see in front of me, I will tell them, hi, uncle, because everybody there back home, everybody was uncles. So, and I would say that was, I think, my punish that I learned from that. And I respect it, I especially the game of baseball, not because we were winning or losing, I did respect any person, because, the game of baseball is bigger than any player. And any player will retire and the baseball game continues. So therefore I treat it like that, so that's a great question, John, and thank you.
Mariano, it's Tom Verducci. Congratulations. Your baseball career started from such humble beginnings. We can see and hear the humility even now after all the greatness. My question for you, I'll go back to 95 for me when you came out of the bullpen against Edgar Martinez and the Mariners. That caught my attention. For you, coming from your humble baseball beginnings, when did you understand, I'm not just a big league player, but I have the potential to be a Hall of Famer?
That never appeared, Tom. That didn't appear like that because I know that 95 I was able to be in the roster of the playoff, and then 96, and the Lord blessed me and opened door for me that I become the New York Yankees closer, and for that, we have tremendous 25 players that were on the field. 9 on the field and others waiting on the bench to take actions. I can never say that I accomplished because it will be impossible. We did it. We accomplished through all 25 players, and that is the beauty about it. That the Lord blessed me with an amazing group of players and an amazing group of coaches and managers that I will never forget. And as long as I live, and it just was a blessing that I end up with great guys.
Hey, Mariano, it's Bob Costas. Congratulations. All of it speaks for itself. The numbers, all the accomplishments. It's unanimous in terms of everybody who knows anything about baseball knows there's no dispute. You're the greatest closer of all time. Now you're the first unanimous first ballot Hall of Famer. So my question to you is this. How many Metallica concerts have you attended?
Hey, Bob, thank you, man. That's a great question, too. With all the respect, that the guys deserve, man, I never been to one of them.
There you go.
As a Christian, guys, as a Christian, that again, with all my respect, man, to Metallica and all the guys, I don't listen to that kind of music. I listen to Christian music, and therefore, I won't be able to pick that kind of song.
Well, Mariano, you might not believe this, but Metallica is watching the show. I'm not kidding. They submitted this. Watch.
We, Metallica, took a vote here, and it's unanimous. Congratulations from the entire Metallica family, Mariano, on your induction into the Baseball Hall of Fame.
It's well-deserved, and we look forward to watching you enter the Hall this summer.
That's amazing, right?
That is amazing. I'm telling you, it's a blessing on top of blessings. Like I said, I have so much respect for those guys. That I made them, and they are great people. Great people, and I thank God that we are indeed, with everything that they had done and being there for me at the moment that I retired, it was amazing.
Well, this is your day, and we know a year from now, a teammate of yours is going to have a similar experience, and that's Derek Jeter, who sent out this statement via The Athletic. I had the best seat in the house to watch the greatest closer of all time. Hall of Fame teammate, Hall of Fame person, and now officially a Hall of Fame player. Congratulations, Mariano, and the rest of this year's class. Mariano, your reaction to Derek Jeter's comments?
Oh my God, Derek and Andy and Georgie, they're my brothers. Besides my teammates, they're my brothers. We grow up together, come up with the organization to good things and bad things, but at the same time, we all together. I mean, and it's amazing the amount of respect and love that we have for each other. Hearing that from Derek, I mean, it's amazing. I saw him play his whole career, basically. And amazing that when you play with a player like that, we're so dedicated and passionate and determined to win. It was amazing. So I mean, when you hear stuff like that from Derek, I mean, I thank God for him.
What's amazing is we're looking at the first unanimous Hall of Famer elected by the BBWAA ever. Mariano Rivera, congratulations once again.
Thank you, guys.
All right, one Hall of Famer down. We have so many more to talk to, including Edgar Martinez on the final year in the ballot. He is elected in. Harold, since you already did an interview with him, do you have to ask more questions to this guy? This is my man. Okay. Edgar is next.
The Hartford congratulates Mariano Rivera on his election to the Hall of Fame. We're proud to have you as our company ambassador.
T-Mobile knows dancing is better when you include a partner. Singing is better when you include a friend. And unlimited is better with a phone included. It's true. $40 with the other guys doesn't include a phone. So start the new